Hello, my name is Victoria Edea Anthony, and today I want to share with you how to make 60,000 to 350,000 monthly in solar business as a newbie. Even as a beginner, you can start making money in solar business. So let's go. Let me give you a brief bio of myself. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in agriculture and several certificates in renewable, which cuts across micro design, energy audit, and so many others. And I've also worked in solar energy industry, and I've gained a lot of experience. I've done so many roles, and which has cut across operations, solar project management, data management. I've worked as a trainer in charge of procurement of solar system. I've worked as a community engagement, customer service, sales and marketing of solar system solution. I'm also an alumni of Academy for Women Entrepreneur, a US exchange program, and also an alumni of Faith Foundation. I'm a member of the SDG 7 Youth Constituency, a member of the Earth and Climate Network and a Wedding Network. I'm also the co-founder of Glad Energy. I'm in charge of the business operation and lead trainer of dyoungenergy. I also work as a program officer of Climate Leadership Fellowship. So this is just a brief bio of Victoria. That's me. So we'll be looking at different topics which range across what is solar energy, the different opportunities in solar business, how to get started, how we can get clients, what are the challenges in solar business, and what next after this training. So for a recap, for those that maybe don't have a understanding of what solar energy is, I'm going to be giving you some definition, so that for as many of you that may not have maybe a background in the renewable energy, you can learn from what I'm about to share with you. So what is solar energy? Solar energy is the energy from the sun that can be used to produce electricity. Solar energy is a renewable energy that cannot be diminished but can be replenished, because basically we have two major types of energy, which is the renewable energy and non-renewable energy. Solar energy is one of the renewable energy. It is a clean and environmental friendly energy that does not produce harmful substances such as the greenhouse gases, which are the carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. But the non-renewable energy, they produce harmful substances, and examples of this non-renewable energy as the fossil fuel, the fossil fuel which we use to power our vehicle, our generators. So those are examples of non-renewable energy. So in solar energy, how can we generate electricity from the sun? Is it that we are going to just put our appliances out there in the sun and we are waiting? Let's say, for example, we put our TV in the sun and say, oh, since we generate electricity from the sun, let's put our TV in the sun so it start working. No, it doesn't work that way. There are some techniques which is needed to be carried out. So we cannot just generate electricity directly from the sun. So we need to make use of what we call the solar panels. The solar panels convert sunlight to electricity through photovoltaic cell. And this photovoltaic cell, they generate direct current electricity when sun rays strikes on it. These photovoltaic cells, they are also semiconductor material, that they both work as conductor and also insulator, and they are mostly made from silicon. These are what solar panels look like. I know we may have seen some of them maybe on the roofs of maybe our neighbor, or we've seen them maybe along the way. People have installed them in their homes and offices. So these are how solar panels look like. And we have three major types of solar panels, which are the polycrystalline, the monocrystalline, and thin film. So now that we've come to understand that, okay, we make use of solar panels to generate electricity, which comes in form of direct current. So what now happens, because our appliances, most of the appliances that we have at home and we have at our offices, they make use of alternating current. It's not as if there is no direct current appliances. There is, but it's just that a lot of us don't really make use of direct current appliances. And also, one of the challenges in direct current appliances is that they are more expensive than appliances that are of alternating current. So in this case, now that we have alternating current appliances, and our solar panels generate electricity in form of direct current. So what are we going to do? How can we convert this direct current to alternating current? We can use it to power our business. So this is the solution. Inverter is that electrical device that we can use to convert direct current to alternating current, which we then use to power our appliances. So this inverter, they help us to convert the direct current from the solar panel, coming from the solar panel, then convert it to alternating current, which will enable us to power our television, our light bulbs, our fan, our fridge. So that's how it works. That's the work of an inverter. So now we mentioned two solar components, which are the solar panels and the inverter. And I've also mentioned that the solar panels work when sun rays strikes on it, then it starts generating electricity, which the inverter will help to convert that direct current from solar panel to alternating current to power our appliances. But in the night, when there is no sun, we can't generate electricity, so our appliances will not work. So in that case, what are we going to do in such a situation? In the night, there is no sunlight, or maybe it's raining, there is no sunlight. How do we generate electricity? So the solution is what? Battery. This battery, they are electrochemical device. They serve as backup power device. Backup power, they serve as a storage system for electricity. So the way it works is, during the day, when the sun ray strikes on the solar panel and is generating direct current electricity, it then goes directly to the battery and start charging the battery, because the battery as well energy is stored in the battery as direct current. It's not stored as alternating current. Energy is stored in battery as direct current. So in the day, as this solar panel is generating electricity in form of direct current, it will start charging the battery. The battery helps to store this direct current, which we can then use in the night season or during rainy season when there is no more sunlight. This battery act as what? They act as backup power solution. And we have two major types of rechargeable batteries in Nigeria: the lead acid battery and the lithium ion battery. But majorly we make use of the lead acid battery. Even the lead acid battery, we have the sealed lead acid battery and we have the tubular or the wet cell acid battery. In the sealed lead acid battery, is like the picture you have on the slide. It's maintenance free. You don't need to pour any distilled water. You don't need to do any other thing on it. But when it is tubular battery, they have some knob on it. That one you have to refill the distilled water after every 6 months to make it more active. So now we have another device called the charge controller. And what does it do? Remember, I told you that the solar panel, once the solar panel during the daytime is generating direct current electricity, it charges the battery. But this charge controller helps to control the rate at which the battery is being charged. It helps the battery to be fully charged. It helps the battery to be perfectly charged and not to overcharge. Once the battery is full, it automatically stops charging the battery. And not just that, it also prevents the battery from deep discharge. When we are using them, there are some batteries that is being rated 50% usage. That means even if a battery is 100% full, you cannot use it below 50%. It has been set by the manufacturer that when you are using the battery, when you are using your appliances at home and you are using directly from the battery, maybe at night, you don't drain that battery below 50%. And some are below 30%, depending on the way the battery is being configured from the manufacturer. So this charge controller prevents deep discharge, and it also prevents overcharging of battery, and it also allows the battery to charge perfectly. So this charge controller is connected to the solar panel, which control the rate at which the battery is charged. So this is how a solar home system is being installed. This is the way it is. So if you look at the picture, from the sun, the sun rays strike on the solar panel, which is connected to the charge controller. You know, I told you that the charge controller controls the rate at which the battery is being charged, and the battery is stored in direct current. So the charge controller is connected to the solar panel, also connected to the battery. It controls the rate at which the battery is being charged, while the inverter is connected to the battery. And what it does is that it converts the direct current from the battery to alternating current, which we then use to supply power to our appliances in the house. So this is how a solar home system works. Then another case, let's say for example we don't want to use a solar PV panel. We can also use our grid, which is the PACN, or we call it NEPA in Nigeria, or PACN. So in this case, you may not necessarily use the solar panel, and all you need is just your inverter and battery. So once there is NEPA light, your battery starts charging. And as the NEPA light goes off, the inverter automatically picks up and converts the direct current from the battery to alternating current. And also, let me remind you that anytime we are making use of the solar panel, we must always make use of the charge controller. But if we are using just the inverter and battery system, we don't need a charge controller. And for us to use our inverter and battery system alone, we must make sure we have the power source from the grid or NEPA light, which we can use to charge our battery. So that is how a solar home system operates. So these are other appliances, solar home kits, that these are appliances that are made, that are being powered by solar system. So in case maybe someone can afford to buy the big panel and the battery and inverter, there are also solar home kits that we can also use to power our home. Like the first picture, that's a solar box which has a space for charging phones, and also for lightning, and to power the fan. It's a solar box. Then the other picture is the solar freezer. It has its own battery and it also has its own panel. So in a case, maybe in a business that requires the use of refrigerator, you can make use of a solar freezer. Then also is the solar street light. If you look at the picture, it has its own panel. In it, there are also batteries in it. They have battery, it has battery in it. Then the other picture is the inverter battery system. They are connected to the grid, that's the NEPA. So once NEPA light goes off, the inverter automatically picks over and start taking power from the battery, which you use to supply load to the house. So there are other appliances that also make use of solar panel, which we can use to power our homes. So now let's talk about the different opportunities in solar business. They include marketing of solar products. So if you are just starting out, you can market solar products, which you can do that. You can use your phone, you can use word of mouth through door-to-door marketing. You can get some solar products and start marketing it. If you look at the previous pictures I showed you, you can start from there. Pick any of the products and start marketing it to people. Get the suppliers that sell and start marketing to people. You can make a lot of money from there. Also, in terms of sales, I think it's also boiled down to what I've said earlier on, marketing and sales of solar products. Then also, you can also be a distributor and a reseller, procurement as well. Maybe you can help somebody to buy and you add some of your money and you resell, something like that. So they all boil down to marketing and sales of solar products. You can choose any product. You can decide to focus on, okay, I want to sell only solar panel. Get where they sell solar panel, maybe from the wholesaler, and you market yours and get buyer. Then you add your profit, you make a sale. Or even if it is just solar fan or solar iron, you just want to focus on that, you can start from there. Then also energy audit services or system design, energy audit and system design services. What I mean by energy audit is, before we can know how many solar panels a client needs or how many batteries needed to power a home, we need to do some calculation of, okay, how many TV do you have, how many fans, okay, what is their wattages. You take note of you will calculate all the total load of the house. From there, you'll be able to design, okay, how many panels will come out of this, how many batteries do I need, what size of inverter is required to power this load. So these are other aspects of solar business that one can leverage on. All you need to do is just to gain the skill of being an energy auditor or a system designer. You can offer this as a service to your client or to other solar companies that, oh, this is what I do. I can actually calculate how many batteries and how many panels. You can offer this as a service as well. Installation and maintenance of solar system. This, if you learn the skill of installing solar system and also maintaining it, you can also work with suppliers, solar suppliers, or you can work with solar companies, and maybe all you need to do is just to focus on installation. Or you have anybody that maybe buys a solar system and all you do is just install for them and they pay you off. So that's how it works. You can make money from being an installer or also somebody that maintains, because this solar system, they require maintenance after some months. They require maintenance, but not all, but they require maintenance. Then there's also a business opportunities in logistics of solar system. After purchasing of the solar system, we need a truck to move this solar system, the solar panels, the batteries and the inverter from the market or from the company to the client's house. And if they are not properly carried or handled, they can get damage on the road, especially the solar panels. So this is where logistics comes in. We need good vehicle, and if you have a good vehicle, you can start a business in solar. You can start logistic business in solar business. So this is another way you can make money. So how do I get started? After all that I've said, you will be asking yourself, okay, how do I get started? Where do I start from? You can start a successful solar business with little or no capital. You don't necessarily need to have an office. You don't necessarily need to have maybe 100,000 naira or 50,000 naira. You can start just like that. So I've categorized two groups of starting a solar business, which are solar biz A and solar biz B. So for the solar biz A, you can work as an affiliate marketer or an agent to either a solar company or a supplier. All you need to do is just get clients, market the solar products, maybe from your phone and all that, and you get clients, people that are interested. Then once they show interest in what you are marketing, you refer them to a solar company and tell them, okay, go to that solar company. Tell them you are from home. Tell them you are from Victoria and you want to buy solar system. They will give you price. So once the customer goes there and make payments, you will earn commission. This one is, you are not involving any of your money. You are just recommending system for them, and you are not bearing any risk. Even if the system has problem tomorrow, it is the supplier, the solar company, that will bear the risk, but you have made your own commission. So the customer has to meet the supplier. You don't, because you are not involving your money, you are not doing anything, just refer and you are being paid commission. So that's solar biz A. You are working as an affiliate marketer or a solar agent. Then for the solar biz B, yes, in solar biz A you make money, but you can't compare that kind of money to solar biz B. In solar biz B, you make big money, big profit. Here you are working as a middleman between the supplier and the customers. In this place, you get clients. When you market, you get clients, and clients are interested. You procure the equipment yourself. Maybe you already got in relationship with suppliers. You know where to buy from. You are sure of the products. So you go there, you procure the equipment. By then, you should know the price of how much they sell, and you've given your clients quotes that, oh, this is the amount I'm selling my solar battery, my solar panel, and all that, and you and the customer have already agreed to that price. So all you need to do is go to the market, get this equipment. You get your own installer. You don't necessarily need to install. You get somebody that is good in installation, and say, oh, engineer, work with me. I have a job, I bought the equipment, come and install for me. So the installer will install, you pay off the installer, then you make a lot of profit. Because why? You are the one determining your own price. It's not like the one in affiliate marketing, the solar biz A, that the company will tell you you will make 5%, or you will make 2%, or you make 3%. This one, you are the one going to determine your own price. All you need is just your negotiation scheme between you and your customer. That you tell your customer, this is the amount I'm selling my product, and the customer agrees, and you buy, you pay off the installer, and you have all the profit to yourself. But in this one, it's a bit risky. Because why? You need to be sure of the product you are buying for that client. You need to be sure that kind of installer is the installer that you are bringing. Does he know his work? Can he install very well? That there will not be issues tomorrow. That not that after installation they will call you and say, oh, the inverter tripped off, or something happened, or this one, the inverter is sparking, or the battery, we noticed one of the cable is disconnected. So you have to be sure of the kind of installer you are using, and you have to be very sure of your product, because there are a lot of substandard products in the market. And another thing is that you will still be working as a customer service to that client, because if any issues happen or arises, your client will call you. He won't call the supplier, because he doesn't know the supplier. So you are the one that is the customer service. So your client will call you and tell you, oh, Victoria, the system this morning I try it trip off, please can you come and check it. So in this one you should already have you should have a relationship with that installer, or maybe you get on a random technician and say, okay, you maybe the same installer that installed for you, you should have a relationship with him, and you may have gotten, and you should also have an agreement with him that, oh, anytime my client calls me to tell me that maybe something came up in the system, or there is an issue, please, you will help me look at it. So in this way, it can attract extra costs and say, okay, I'm going to pay you if you go and check what is wrong. But at times, it may not be the fault of the installer, it may not be the fault of the equipment, it can be the way the client use the system. So in that case, you are supposed to bill your client for that, because the fault came from his own hand. Not necessarily the installer, not necessarily the system itself. Maybe it was the way he used the solar system, then it developed a fault. So you can actually tell the client and say, oh, this is not our own responsibility. We actually did this, and that's why this happened. So, sir, you're going to bear the cost for this. Then you still need to, so in this case, and not just that, the supplier also bears the risk, because when you buy some product, they come with warranty, some 6 months, some 1 year. The solar panel, I think, is 25 years. Yes, it's 25 years. So if there is an issue, which is maybe a factory issue, maybe in the solar battery or the inverter, you can call your supplier and tell him, since if it is, as long as it's within the warranty year, maybe it's less than a year and it's still under warranty, you can actually call your supplier and tell him, oh sir, the inverter is having issue, I'm going to bring it to your office. Then the supplier also has to bear the risk, because it's under warranty. So either he fixes the inverter or he replaces the inverter. But most of them actually, what they do is they will fix the inverter if it is a factory issue. They will take it back to the factory and to their service station rather, and they will fix it there, and you have to send it back to your client. So both you and the supplier bears the cost. So now, how do I get clients? We've said a lot, okay, what kind of solar business we should look out for. We've talked about that. So now, how to get clients? First, look for problem people are facing regarding power supply. Take your time, look at it. Look at, maybe you can look at your neighbor or yourself as well. Okay, what do I need electricity for? Or ask your friends, what do you need electricity for? Some of them can just say, okay, I just want to power my laptop and do my job. Or some will just say, oh, I need solar freezer for my drink, for my drinks. Since I'm running a restaurant, I need solar freezer for my. If I can just get solar freezer, I'm okay. I don't necessarily need fan or lights. I'm just okay with solar freezer. So in that one, you will understand that, oh, let me get solar freezer for this client. So we just tell you, I just want to power my fan, TV, and bulbs. So this one, okay, you look for solar system that we just supply that particular need. So we tell, maybe a laundryman will just tell you and say, I just want to power my electric iron. I want my iron to work so I can iron clothes for my clients. And that one, okay, all you need is just what? Solar iron. Get solar iron and sell to them, market to them. So I've given you a lot of examples. So you look at the problem people are facing regarding power supply. Though when you ask some people about what do you need light for, they will tell you, I want to power everything in my house. And it doesn't work that way, because when a client tells you, I want to power everything in my house, that means he's telling you the relevant and the non-relevant ones, I want to power them. And by the time you put all these into cost, it's going to be very expensive. That's why a lot of them used to say solar system is expensive. Why? Because they are not properly niching down to what they need power for. Not necessarily everything. If you have AC, you have fan. It's better you go for fan. Power only fan and leave AC. And maybe you have a freezer. You have other. Look at the one you need, like that is of necessity to you, and do away with it. So these are things you should also look out for. Then identify reliable solar product that can solve this problem. If you've been able to understand what people are facing, go and look out for good products that can solve this problem and recommend it to your clients. Educate them on why they need to use solar, why they need to use all these products you've seen. And when you educate them, you market this solar product that you've discovered, market it to them. So either you'll be using solar biz A or solar biz B method. Maybe you can sign up with some solar company that already have solar products, and you understand your customers' problem, and you feel that okay, this product that I've already signed up as an affiliate can meet the needs of this my client. So then you are going to be using solar biz A method. You recommend and they make sale, you get your commission. So there are various challenges in solar business, especially when you are starting out. Even when you're already in the business, there are still challenges. But if you have this understanding before then, you'll be able to minimize that challenges. So a lot of issues, people used to say solar systems are expensive. Yes, they are quite expensive, but if you are able to properly do an energy audit to determine the exact load that this client wants to power and what it will require, you will know the right amount of solar battery, solar panels and inverter to buy. So instead of you, maybe for example, the client tells you I want to power everything in the house, and maybe for example everything in that your client's house is 5 kVA, and which is about almost close to 2 point something million, and the client may not necessarily use all. But if you do a proper energy audit and maybe from your own energy audit, you'll be able to discover that what the client needs, the critical need of the client is just 1.5 kVA system. And by the time you give the client the quote of 1.5 kVA system, which can power this same thing that he needs, it won't be that expensive anymore. So, and also, if you don't have good suppliers that give you good price, your clients are going to be complaining that solar systems are expensive. So even if they're expensive, but there's a way we can work around it if we properly size our system and if we get good price from our suppliers. So that's the only way we can reduce that form of expensiveness. So another challenge is that there are a lot of substandard products in the market. Yeah, that's true, because we've come to understand that since we in Africa are already going into renewable, so they are bringing a lot of solar system into the country. So we can't even determine which one is fake or not. They are not being regulated with the I'm not sure the people in charge of regulation are actually looking at the kind of product that are being shipped into the country. So they are bringing a lot of substandard products into the market just to make sales, because now that people are aware that solar energy is the solution of reducing the issue of power supply in the country. So people already are embracing it, and there's a lot of demand in Nigeria, in Africa. We have this product coming into the market and most of them are substandard. So this is where you need to be very careful, so you won't end up wasting your client's money, because it's kind of like painful when your client gives you money to buy products and you know they're expensive, and after buying them discover that these products are substandard, it's not meeting the needs. is painful. So you need to be very careful of the kind of product you are purchasing for your clients. So you need to work with the right supplier. So another challenge in solar business is some of them fail, and a lot of times say, oh, it's not working well the way it's supposed to be. Maybe during rainy season, it's failing, it's not working well. Yes, it probably is not working well because the energy auditor that did the load analysis did not take note of maybe the rainy season, or did not take note of the backup power, did not take note of. And another thing is, maybe by the time they were doing the calculation of what they need to power in the house, the client maybe at that time has not bought a television, or has not, maybe has 2 fans. Then after installing maybe a solar system or inverter battery system, the client went ahead to buy a television or buy another new appliances and connect to the system. The system will start failing. So in this case, the energy auditor is to ask the client, are you going to buy any appliances very very soon, so that I should put that into consideration, that you will buy maybe extra television, so that it will be able to carry everything. We won't have the issue of the system is failing, the battery is not lasting. So, and another thing is, some energy auditors not necessarily energy auditor, some persons they call installers, or the person that did the analysis of the load, if the person did not do the analysis properly, it can make the system to fail. If you didn't do the calculation very well, maybe the calculation, the total of that calculation is supposed to be 3.5 kVA, and maybe since the person does not have a good understanding of it, would have probably sized that system to something like, let's say, 2 kVA, or maybe wants to reduce cost and reduce the system to 2 kVA. And by the time you install a 2 kVA system for a 3.5 kVA load appliances, the system will not work well and it will start failing because of the poor design. So these are another challenge. Then another challenge is poor installation from quack installers. There are some installers that they will tell you, yeah, I'm an installer, but their work is not good. So you need to be careful of the kind of technicians or the kind of installers you are bringing on board, so that you don't have issues after installation. Then another challenge is the transporting and handling of solar products. Let's say, for example, you have a client very far away from you and you need to ship in the product. You need to have a vehicle that can transport this. So at times, transportation can be delayed, and some vehicle can break down on the way, and you need to transload some other vehicle. Or so there are some issues regarding transportation as well. So this is what you still need to consider, you need to take note of. Or maybe the driver did not handle the product very well on the way. So these are things you need to consider and put into consideration: the handling in transportation and the handling of solar products. So now that we've talked about the challenges, so what next? Where do we go from here? What next? What next? Where do we go from here? This was a question I asked my program coordinator some years back when I finished my training as a mini-grid design. So immediately I finished my training and I went to meet him. Then I was just starting out in renewable energy. That was my first training. So I went to a meeting. I said, sir, now that I've finished the training, what next? This same question. I said, what next? So in my mind, I was thinking he's going to say, okay, Victoria, I'm going to put you on internship, refer you to a solar company for internship, or I'm going to recommend you to get a job and all that. Guess what he told me? He said, Victoria, find your way. I was like, God, this answer is shocking anyway. So it touched me, and I went to meet his friend. I said, sir, I went to meet your friend, and that what next after this training? He said, Victoria, find your way. He said, yes, Victoria, what he said is true. Victoria, find your way. The industry, there's a lot of opportunities in the renewable energy industry, but you need to create a niche for yourself and find your way. So with no guide, with no mentorship after the training, I actually find my way. That same day, I found my way. Luckily, there was a conference, a renewable energy conference. That same day, I finished my exam and I went for it. And as I got there, I met leaders, top leaders in the renewable energy industry. And I met the sponsor of the program that I attended, because it was on scholarship. So I met the sponsor and I said, sir, I finished my training and I've done my exam today. And sir, thank you for the opportunity you gave to me. I need a job. And right there on the spot, my boss was sitting behind me and he said, give her a job. And that's how my journey into as working in the solar industry started that same day. So as I found my way that day, and since then I've been finding my way. So experiences, I've worked as energy auditor, I've supervised solar projects across Niger Delta and in Lagos. I've done several trainings for youth, community engagement. I've worked right now I'm working as a solar entrepreneur. I've done solar training for children in schools. So several others I've done, worked in different areas, customer service, procurement, data management of sites. So I've been finding my way. So will I say it has been fun? Yes, it has been fun, but it has been quite challenging. I've been working to make sure I find a way for myself in the industry. It has been challenging for me, but it has been fun as well because I learned a lot from experience. So what next for you? What next? So now I'm not going to tell you find your way. I'm going to recommend 2 options for you, or rather 3. So what I will advise you to do: sign up as an affiliate to any solar company of your choice and start to market solar products, or you work as a middleman like the Solar BizB and start selling. Get somebody to work with you as an installer, someone who knows how to install. Then all you need is sign up with a supplier, you get customer, the installer will do the installation, and you started business making a lot of money, minimum of 60K if you know how to sell. Another option is you can also get trained in energy audit and system design, which I do that. That's my core job. I train anybody that is interested in becoming an energy auditor or a system design. So in this one, I will teach you. Energy auditor is to calculate the load. So this one will help you determine how many panels, how many batteries, and all that to buy, and how to. It will help you. Let's say in a way, I'll put it this way: it will help you to minimize cost, and it will help you. It will minimize cost. It will also help you to know exactly what to get for your clients. So you need this knowledge, very, very important. You need this knowledge. Like I said, you don't have to have experience in, maybe you don't have to be an engineer to get this knowledge. So I can train you on energy audit and system design. So I've told you, you can sign up as an affiliate. You can work as a middleman, get a job yourself, get an installer, get trained in energy audit and all that. So now, if you have any question you can still reach out to me, send me a DM, send me a message, send me a comment, send me a DM. Any question, you can still reach out to me. Reach out to me in any of the platforms you can to reach out to me with any question regarding solar business. I'm ready, I'm open to answer you. Now, I'm giving a big offer. I don't do this often at all. But I'm giving a big offer, which is a 3-day training on energy audit, system design, and 6-month mentorship. You know, like I told you, when I finished my training, I had no mentor. I was told to find my way. And finding my way was not easy at all. It was so challenging for me because I was new in the industry. But I don't want you to experience what I experienced, because I don't think you will be able to wait till that time, or you are ready to pay that kind of sacrifice. So that is why I want to guide you in your joining into solar business. So, and it's going to be for 6 months. I'm going to train you in energy audit and system design for 3 days, then mentor you for the entire 6 months in energy audit, in pricing. When you get your clients, what you need to tell your clients, how you need to charge your clients, what you need to power for your clients, how you need to calculate the load, the total amount of appliances your client has, and which of the appliances you need to tell your client that you will power, and how much it will cost, where you will buy this system from. I'm going to be directing you to reliable suppliers where you will get this system from. Then, if you don't have an installer, I can get installer for you that will install and maintain. All you need to do is just to pay off. Then, also, I'm going to work with you in building a business model. If you want to start up fully as a company, I am good at that, because I have worked with 2 startup solar energy companies where they're from scratch. So I'm good at that in building a team. So I'm going to work with you in building a team, and also investors ready, because there are a lot of investors that are ready to help startup, fund startup, but you need to be investors ready. So I'm giving this big offer to few people. So reach out to me if you are interested. It's a first come, first serve basis. If the number of persons I have is enough for me, I'm going to close this opportunity. So reach out to me if you are interested. So I think that's all I have on this class, and I want to say thank you to my business associate. See you on top. See you making minimum 60K to 350 and above thousand in solar business. Thank you for having me to talk to you, and I am grateful. Thank you.